Alright guys, how's it going? So I thought I would take a change of pace today. Now rather than making a tutorial, I thought I would give you 15 free applications that just might make your life that little bit easier. Now I'll put all the links in the description down below. You're more than welcome to check them out. I'm not sponsored or anything, so it's up to you. So let's quickly start this off with Asset Ninja Beta. And because it's beta, it means it's pretty damn new, to be honest. And I can see a lot of potential in this application. So with Asset Ninja, using your favourite CCO assets have never been easier. So basically it grabs assets from all these free sites like HDR Haven, CCO Textures, and it lets you import them and lets you download, and then it lets you send it to the application. So for example, you can send it straight to Blender. So this is a really nice tool, and I do see a lot of potential in the future for it. So the next one up is PureRef. Now I use this pretty much on a daily basis, and the best way to describe it is any image you see, you can save it. And it lets you do things like create mood boards, it lets you import and export. It's an excellent little tool, and I highly recommend if you do anything regarding art, probably this is one that you should install. So moving on, I'm going to throw in a basic curveball, and this is called Inkscape. Now most of you will probably know about this one, and if you can't afford Illustrator, or you need to convert an SVG, or you need to basically create some kind of SVG or old school graphics, Inkscape is perfect for this, and it probably is one you should have downloaded. Now when I talk about Curveball, this is old school, and it's called Make Human, and it pretty much does exactly what it says on the tin. It lets you generate humans. Now most 3D artists kind of know about this tool, but just in case you don't, it's there if you need it, and it is very good. It's got better over the years. Now if you've followed Ian on the Blender scene, you'll know about FSpy, and it's a great little camera matching tool, and it also gives you the ability to export the Blender file, or import the Blender file rather. So FSpy is a good tool if you want to do any kind of camera matching. So this tool is kind of like your Christmas stocking filler, and it's called Terra Sculptor. And it's pretty damn old, to be honest, but it's a great little tool for generating height maps, for generating terrain, and you can import and export very easily, and it's also free, so check that one out as well. When I was looking at Asset Manager, it did put me in mind of Connector. Now this generally gets used in the Autodesk scene, probably cinema as well, and it's a free and visual asset manager. It's a pretty cool tool, so check that one out as well. So just kind of wrapping up all the art tools, FontForge is a great little tool for generating your own font. And I know a lot of artists ask this quite a lot: how do I make a font? Well, FontForge is a tool. So moving on to storyboarding, and this is us kind of moving on to storyboarding and film. Storyboarder, I've recommended this before and I'll recommend it again. It's a great little tool for doing storyboards, especially when you're doing animation. But before you have a storyboard, you're probably better having a script. And this is Trebly. Now it's basically a word processing system, but it keeps everything formatted in terms of a script, and it does have a lot of rich features. So check that one out if you're ever into script writing. Probably one of the best ones, to be honest. And this is where I kind of fought with myself. I was going to suggest DaVinci because I generally edit in DaVinci, but there's a lot of free tools, especially when it comes to video editing. An OpenShot video editor is probably as basic and as quick as you're going to get, plus it's free. Now if you're only cutting footage, perfect. So this one generally gets used in the VFX industry, and it's called DJV, or Deja Vu as I call it. And DJV provides professional review software for VFX, animation and film. Playback high resolution, and it really is good at playbacking. Playback high resolution, high bit depth, image sequence and videos with frame accurate control and colour management. Now this one is pretty obvious, to be honest, and it's called OBS Studio. Now I'm using OBS to record this video right now, but it really does come out on its own when you're streaming, especially online like YouTube. Most people use it these days, so pointing out the obvious. And this one is a great tool as well, and it's FMPEG, and it lets you convert video, and it's command line basis as well. So let's say for example you render out 1000 frames and you want to quickly convert this to an AVI or an MP4, FMPEG's probably the one of the best. And just to kind of wrap everything up, you need to always download, and you need to always file sync, and you're always sending files. Now you've obviously got Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, God's sake there's loads. But one of the things that I recommend is Resilo. and it's excellent for sharing files, and there's no limits because it kind of stores on your computer. But it syncs up with tablets, phones, everything else, and you can also do permissions. So like when you're working in an animation, you can have one folder and everybody can just sync to that one folder, and it's pretty damn epic, to be honest. And it's free for personal use, but everybody uses it. So that's been the roundup of applications you may or may not need. Do me a favour guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, support me on Gumroad, you know what to do. Take